What is going on, everybody? Ignore the tan if it looks a little fucked up. It didn't turn out the best, but it should be fine by tomorrow. Anyways, I want to talk in this video about understanding your customer, or simply put, understanding who you're selling to, right? So like this doesn't have to just do with e-commerce, which I do. This applies to essentially any business model that you're selling to somebody, right? Or you're just offering some sort of service to somebody, right? But I'm just gonna explain what I've learned in e-com, which can be applied to pretty much anything, right? But today I was calling my customers. Now, if you guys don't call your customers, and I'm gonna explain this later on in the video, but essentially you're gonna be clueless. Like you're basically gonna be guessing off a hypothesis of what you think your audience, your customers like. So the main reason I would assume most of you guys haven't called your customers, if you do have customers, is that you're probably too scared, or it's just like out of your comfort zone, or you could just be, you could just think that there's not much value in doing it. But I'm here to tell you that it's completely wrong. So, one, make sure you call your customers. And here's what I'll tell you about what I learned today. And I didn't call a large sample size. I probably called about 70 customers today. And I won't say, well, I guess I can say, there's about a handful out of those that I got reasonably good answers from and good data that I can use. But what I found out, well, I guess before I tell you what I found out, I'll tell you this. What you want to do is you want to call these customers, and you want to, you can simply just go into, if you guys have an AI, chatbot or whatever that is dedicated to knowing your business and everything about it, go into that chatbot or whatever that is and ask it the most important questions that you should ask your, oh my god, my laptop. Have it, just tell it you want the most important questions that you should ask your audience, and ask it, if it knew the answers to specific questions, what those questions would be that would drive your business the most, right? Or like that would have the most meaningful impact in understanding your ICP, or, your customer. And you can get a short list of questions and just start calling people. As simple as that. But when you start calling, you want to make sure that you record these, and then you can transcript the audio and run those transcripts into your AI and use that back into your marketing, right? But yeah, what I learned was so crazy, man. Like I had, an educated guess on what I thought my customers wanted, like what they resonated with hearing and why they were purchasing. And while I was correct about why they were purchasing, I was completely wrong about who was purchasing, right? And it's like, granted, I'm seeing, some good success at low scale, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, wow, after knowing this, like, imagine how much farther I could scale my business if it's already working and my messaging isn't correct, like isn't, at least for, sectors and different audiences, like for majority of audiences, my messaging wasn't correct, right? So it's crazy to think. Essentially, I was thinking that all of my traffic was going to come from one gender, and majority of my customers were going to come from one gender, and that if customers were from the other gender, that would be, for gift giving purposes. And I was completely wrong. I was very, very wrong. And the other gender is, a very strong group of people that are interested in my product. So now I have a whole new market to tap into, which is super cool. Obviously, that requires like slightly different messaging, but not, to an extent you can keep similar messaging. It's more about, like in my case, is visually showing, the ICP in the ad. So like if I'm trying to target woman now, I would now show more woman in the ads, and maybe have a woman voiceover voice for example, right? Like this would just speak more to that demographic. And as well, maybe I would have more images on my PDP of women, maybe slightly more feminine lingo on PDP, for example, right? And you can split test this, like you can split test lenders, etc. But yeah, super big learning, as well as like the words that these customers tell you can directly be copied and put into your copy. And I'm so tired right now, holy crap, so ignore that, guys. It is so late. But their exact words they use, you can just use that in your copy, right? Like as long as you have enough data to back up what they're saying, and you've heard similar iterations from a bunch of different customers, you can just directly use that. And I found multiple winning ad angles just from talking with a few customers. Like I'm super excited to call so many more, and really nail down like which of these angles is like one of the hardest and deepest desired. But yeah, super cool. So like I literally found a winning angle that didn't show in my research just from talking to these customers. So huge, right? So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. But like I said, you literally can't advertise just off guessing. Like you have to know who you're selling to, right? And so I'm sure I'll probably title the video of something like this, but you need to understand your customers more than your product. So many people obsess over, oh, like I want to know the percentages of my formulation, and I want to know like all this bullshit. Like, bro, if you just know the exact, maybe it's 3 different archetypes of or groups of people, whatever that is, like you just need to understand them, right? Like that is the most important part. Like fuck knowing all the little intricacies of your product that truly don't move any levers, and that quite frankly your customers don't even care about and don't even want to hear, right? So yeah, my phone's low, it's gonna die, but that's all I got for you boys. I will keep updating you guys with more knowledge as I call more customers and more findings. But yeah, just know that's literally the cycle. Call them, take that data, feed it right back into your scripts. Then you test new ads, and just take the learnings from your ads and the new learnings from your customers, and just keep testing, keep iterating. And eventually you're gonna crack down like the ideal messaging, right? So you'll find out exactly, what these people want to hear, maybe their problems, their desires, you know, and yeah, that's all I got for you boys. So peace out to y'all. Keep killing it, keep grinding. It is February 7th, so Chinese New Year is still in effect. So just thugging it out until then. Today was another like 1 point something K day, same shit, right? But yeah, we'll just keep killing it. See y'all tomorrow. Peace out.